Okay, hey, this is Becker again, and welcome to video number 3 in the Prime YouTube series. What this is meant to be, if you're new here, is the ultimate guide to creating profitable YouTube ads and scaling them. And I can make this guide confidently because I've scaled my business to over $1 million a month cash, mostly using YouTube ads. So I'm going to be showing you how that is done. In this video, what we're going to be getting into is how to start up your ads, how to start at low scale. This is going to cover you from all the way from about $0 to $1,000 a day. After that, we're going to get into the next video. We're going to cover 2,000 to 5,000 and 5,000 to 20,000 a day. This should be pretty cool for you because if you can get to about $1,000 a day, that is well more than enough to make over 100,000, 200,000 a year profit. So that's more than a lawyer makes, and lawyers make good money. So if you want to laugh at all your friends that went to law school while you sit at your house and run YouTube ads, this guide's for you. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome back to the ugliest ad training that's ever been created, and in this video we're going to be getting into what I just talked about. How to start up your ads and begin to start scaling them. How to get your first ads profitable. Again, I'm releasing these videos over time, so you should go below and subscribe because you'll get notified when we release them. And you should hit the bell icon, which looks like this. You know what it looks like. We'll notify you as soon as we release it, and so you're going to see exactly how to scale up once you get your first profitable ads. Now, so in this video, instead of me ranting on this whiteboard, we're actually going to be diving into Google Ads. I'm going to be showing you how it works, how to place the bids, how to go and create the ad, all that fun stuff. That being said, starting up your first ads and getting them profitable is all mindset as well. Now, it's not Tony Robbins, read a haiku, jump up and down mindset. You have to approach this with a scientific mindset. If you've ever been inside one of Sam Evans' courses, he talks about setting up an ad hypothesis. So what does this mean? When you're starting up an experiment, you're not going out there and creating something that you're going to build an entire system around. You're just trying to find the key result you need to start building the system. What does this mean? The very baseline of having an ad that you can scale means you have to find an ad where you can send traffic to it and you make money from the ad. That's the baseline right there. If we can work with this, then we have something we can improve. But what we don't want to do is when we're setting up this first experiment, the last thing we want to do is add tons and tons of variables, because then we cannot really analyze the result. And if we can't analyze the result and we can't find out why or what variable caused that result, we really can't find anything to scale with, and we can't hunker down on the thing that's going to get us the results. So what you need to understand when we're setting up our first ads is the first thing we want to do is we want to find our takeoff funnel. So you probably have a bunch of funnels right now if you're running ads. For example, when I was running a bunch of webinar ads like a Goof Troop, I had like 4 different webinars. It was insane. One webinar would account for almost 80% of sales. One was the best one by far. It would work long term, it worked day and night, and we had other webinars that would work short term with cold traffic, they work with retargeting. They were just kind of all over the place. And so what I'd always try and do is I got this webinar doing really well, and I'd have it running like 5 different audiences, and then I'd make another webinar and try to run it to 5 different other audiences and go on and on and on and on, so like that. And so I can never really scale this webinar very far because in order to scale something farther, you have to optimize it down to the 0-1%. And because I was playing with these Goof Troop ads all the time, I couldn't go out there and really scale it. Now, that also being said, I couldn't really isolate what was working and what was not working with this ad as well because I didn't hone down to my takeoff ads. So what you want to do when you're setting this up, you probably have a few funnels right now. You probably have a few systems. What you need to be looking for is you need to find the product or funnel that works best for you to cold traffic. This is going to be people that have never heard of you before, because if you want to go to any level of scale, you have to be able to target people that, again, are not planning on being your customers. They don't want to work with you. They've never heard for you. If you can convert that person, then you're working with grease. You also have to understand, if you can't convert the people that are already your core customers or your core demographic or might already know with you, this ad is a double failure. But what I also want to stress as well, that a lot of people confuse their warm traffic with cold traffic. So they have something that works with warm traffic, like a really target demographic or people that might have heard with you. It works, and they try to take it to cold traffic and it doesn't work. It's often just better to start with cold traffic because this is what we're going to be scaling with. And then the cold traffic will convert to warm traffic, and you can run all your poor offers or your not as high converting funnels to these people right here, the low work funnels. For example, I have plenty of webinars or plenty of $9.97 offers or lower ticket offers that I'll run the people that are already warm. And it's a very low effort sales page. And these things can get 8 to 10x ROIs easy, because the people already know who I am. But these also don't work long-term or scale. So it's often better to start with your cold traffic audience first and just optimize for that. So when it comes to finding your takeoff funnel, throw all your funnels at it. What you're going to see is you're probably going to have one funnel that might get you a 2x ROI. You might have ones that get you a 1x, or you might have one that gets you like a 6x. And these ones right here have like a 2x or whatever. You want to find the funnel that works the best and gives you that clear ROI, and you want to cut off all the other ones. This is what we want to do when we're starting to test your ads. You probably don't have the perfect funnel in mind right now, the perfect product. If you do, then you don't really need to watch this part right here. What you don't want to do though is say, this is going to be the funnel that's going to work. This is going to be the thing that's going to work. You want to test a bunch of different things and see the one that gives you kind of the first variable indicator of success. And you want to run the same audience to all these things. Let me explain. So what happens when somebody starts an ad, this drives me nuts when people do that. And of course, I'm not the first person to run a successful ad campaign on the internet. So if you have seen examples that break this rule, by all means. This makes no sense to me though. So a person will go out there and they'll make a product in a funnel that's completely untested, just completely untested. And then they'll load up like 16 different audiences. I see this in Facebook all the time. They'll make like $5 mini audiences. I get for e-commerce and certain niches out there where you're trying to find who's this going to work with. I get it. That makes sense. That works on Facebook to a certain extent. Here's my logic though. If I want to find my best funnel, if I'm testing 3 different funnels, the first thing I want to do is I don't want to vary up the traffic, because then I'm not going to really know what happened. If we have 3 different traffic types, we have business owners, we have beginners, and then we have people that are looking for online jobs, and we're hitting them to all these different funnels at all these different times. We're just having so many different people and so many different variables hitting these funnels that no result is really going to be for sure. What we want to have is we want to have one traffic source hitting 3 funnels that we're testing. Now, here's my other logic behind this. So if you're selling a real estate course, you're selling a weight loss supplement. If you cannot get a person searching for real estate information and training to buy your course via any one of these funnels, your funnel sucks. It's not going to scale. If you cannot convince your target market to buy your thing, the people that are your bread and butter customers, now this could be really niched down. People looking for how to invest in real estate courses. If you cannot get a person looking for how to invest in real estate courses to buy your real estate course, you need to go back to the drawing board, because your stuff sucks. That's just what it is. It's not good enough to scale. If you're selling a weight loss supplement, or you're selling something that helps people do intermittent fasting, and you can't get a person who's watching intermittent fasting videos on YouTube to buy your stuff, you failed. Keep coming back to this audience right here until you can get results, because you have no business scaling out to a big broad market of people that are trying to lose weight by drinking smoothies, or people that are watching exercise videos. You need to be able to convert that core audience first. So understand, so once you have your core audience mapped out and you find your core funnel, what you then must realize is that this is your first Squirtle. You ever play, actually I want to work with Charmander. This is so important. When your first funnel works, what a lot of people do is they're like, okay, this is the funnel, this is what we're set, we're going to scale this thing to $10,000 a day. That's not what's going to happen. What your first funnel is, it's like you found your first Pokemon, it kind of works. You won your first Pokemon fight. You got this little Charmander right here, and he just won, but this guy is night and day from a Charizard, okay? If we go right here, this is what the final version of the Charmander is. I hope this makes sense. Because the funnel that you're working with right now is night and day different, strength-wise, than the funnel that is going to work at $10,000, $5,000 a day. Once you find this first funnel, now it's time to go in here and look at all the variables that are in the funnel. There's going to be all the little tiny variables, the email delivery, the headlines on the sales pages, the upsell button color, all these tiny things that go into the funnel. All these need to be optimized to the 0.1% as you start growing it. This is how you scale, because as you start scaling, those margins are going to shrink. You're not going to see those profit margins, and you need to start inking out those 1 to 2% victories. And if you do that 20 times, that's where your 20, 30% profit margin is going to come from. And so realize what I see people doing, like, okay, cool, we got this thing working right here. Now it's time to go and start targeting all these weird audiences and go absolutely nuts. You need to scale and optimize. Scale, optimize. Scale, optimize. You need to grow your little Charmander ad and funnel into a Charizard that is so optimized, just nobody even wants to deal with it. For example, I see so many people try and copy, let's say, Sam Ovens' webinar, for example. The reason why nobody gets his results is because the guy has sat in front of a computer for 5 years now, some absurd amount of time, just working on that one funnel. It's so optimized to the 0.00001%, and then people go out there, they load up a webinar funnel that they've been working on for a month, and they try to like scale to what he's doing. Like, why do you think it doesn't work? Because he's getting his profit margins out of these numbers right here. That thing is a fully grown level 100 Charizard. You're trying to get the same results with a level 10 Charmander. Yeah, the principles behind the funnel, the creature is the same, the Pokemon type is the same, but the strength levels and experience that have gone into that funnel are night and day different. So you can't get the same results with that. And so scaling has much to do with optimizing that 1%. So here's where we start off at. Once you have this understanding, you have to have that understanding. I just want to stress that one last time before we get started. If you start off without those principles, you're gonna run into blockage. You're gonna try and scale Charmander. You're gonna work with a funnel that wasn't really your best funnel. You're gonna try a bunch of variables and be scaling with false negatives. You have to get your key results and then isolate the variables that cause those so you can tweak them. It's too hard to do this when you're working with 20 different audiences and 20 different things. Now, the final thing, this is incredibly important. You have to track. You have to get a tracking software. Now look, I'm not gonna pitch you Hyros in this video. That is my SaaS company, that is my software company. It is a tracking company that helps people connect their sales back to where they came from. I'm not gonna pitch that to you right now. What I am telling you is that you need to know exactly where sales came from. Because if you're going out there, it's like you have 3 fields, and then you just have a bunch of fruit that end up over here. One of these fields could not be working. One of these fields could be giving you tons of fruit. And then one of these fields right here could just be like giving you a 1x. If you want to succeed at this farming metaphor right here, you need to get rid of the field that doesn't work, because that's going to be wasting 30% of your effort, or in this case, ad spend. You want to be able to double down on this winner right here, and you don't want to be going out there and you want to be looking and researching this one right here and seeing how you can increase it. If you're using standard ad tracking on Facebook or AdWords, I am not going to dump on Facebook or AdWords. They are billion-dollar companies. They have advanced tracking systems. The problem is they don't plug into every single part of any funnel or any business. They are tracking at the ad level right here, and there are other parts of your business. There's the first click, there's retargeting ads, there's them coming back and changing the devices, there's all sorts of other ways that they're connecting. And on top of that, mobile phones are blocking Google and Facebook pixels and cookies like crazy. So you can't be going out there and trying to scale ads or find out which ads are profitable or not if you don't know where they're coming from. Just case in point right here. If you go look at my Google tracking right here, and again, I have nothing but good things to say about Google ads. It's enabled my business. It's absolutely incredible. You need to be doing deep tracking in your business. You can see right here, this day I have $2,000 conversion value. That's the value per sale. So you can see AdWords caught about 6 of them right here, or actually about 7 in this instance. If I go throw those same dates into True Tracking and Hyros, there was actually about 19 to 20 sales right here. And you can see that I've gone and narrowed it down to the ad sets that they came from. This is a massively profitable day. The problem is, the reason why I'm able to do this is because I know exactly where these sales come from. If you look at this one audience right here, converter sales, if I come down here, this is reported as a failed audience because this sale happened 2 to 3 days after the initial ad click. Okay, the person probably changed the device, they changed their system they're on, and Google only has this click to work with right here. They can't track that. They're working with limited data. You need all the data put into one place. And so this ad right here, again, is being reported as a failure. This is a $600 spent, $3,000 payment plan. This is a 5x ROI ad when everything's all said and done, and I would have been turning this off. If you're going out there and you're working with your ads and you're constantly turning off winners and expanding losers and then expanding 1xers and then missing losers and winners and all these things, it's just going to be all over the place. And you can do this at lower scale. I want to stress, you can do this at lower scale because it's pretty easy if you have 3 ad sets to make the right choice. But as soon as you break into 5 campaigns, 10 campaigns, As you turn things off that are winning and turn things on that are losing, it's just this cycle. Eventually it just keeps recycling itself over and over again to the point where you don't really get any traction. You just kind of end up in this plateau of up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, because you keep making the wrong mistake. In order to scale, you have to get to a point, make the right choice again. Get to the same point, make the right choice again. Get to another point, make the right choice again. You have to always make the right call. You can't be going out there, especially when your margins are 20 to 30%, and making the wrong choice 30 to 40% of the time. And so just looking at this one instance right here, I wouldn't have been able to scale these campaigns. I wouldn't have been able to go out there and generate the ROI if I wasn't able to track down where the sales are actually coming from and then eliminate the waste. So I just want to stress that you need to start tracking from day one. I'm not going to pitch this to you. I'm not going to link you to this anywhere else. If you want more information on Hyros, just look out for ads on YouTube, okay? That's it. That's all. So now let's talk about how we're going to start up these ads. So let's imagine you filmed your ads. I'm not going to get into filming ads and uploading ads and editing videos. That's not what this is for. This is to show you how to do and how to create and scale campaigns. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to click New Campaign. We're going to go, in this instance, I'm going to set this to sales. You can also do leads. I'm going to set the sales. A lot of times it goes off conversion value anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to set the sales, and I'm going to go to video campaign, and I'm going to set the target to drive conversions. What I would suggest starting your budget at is $100 a day. This is not for... That's what I'm just going to suggest. Whenever I start a new campaign, it's automatically $100 a day if I'm going to go play with it. I usually start at about $250. Now, if you're starting off, you could try $50 a day. It's just you want to get your data back as fast as possible. If you send $100 worth of traffic there, $150 worth of traffic of your core visitor to an offer that they should be buying and they don't buy it, you have a bigger problem than you're bidding. So you're going to focus on maximize conversions. Then what you want to do for content exclusions, this depends on your brand. Okay, if you have a sensitive brand, if you don't want to get put on any videos where there's some weird stuff going on, what you want to make sure is you want to go to standard inventory and keep it on recommended. If you don't care where your ads show up, go to expanded inventory. So if you have like a brand where you're selling children's clothes and you don't want to show up on a video reporting something horrific in the news, you want to probably go to standard inventory. Okay, so just keep that in mind. This is a personal choice, and I'll leave this to you. So now what you're going to want to do is we want to go to placements. This is the first targeting we're going to do. I'm going to assume you just put your video right here, you create the ad, and go grab any video we want. Let's just go grab the last video I put in. Okay? And we're going to place that right there. All right, we're going to do an in-stream ad. I'm not going to talk about, you're going to place your link right here, alex.com, your landing page, alex.com. I'm not going to get into like the basic stuff of how to link to your website. What I want to get into is the stuff that you're probably having trouble with. So when it comes to placements, what you're going to do is this. I actually recommend using a tool called TubeSift, which I've linked to below. What this tool allows me to do is it allows me to go and pull hundreds and hundreds of placements all at the same time. You can sort of do this in Google's placement search, but it's so much easier in TubeSift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go search for videos, and I'm going to put in my key of keyword. So I'm going to put in real estate investing. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to get a list of about 100 videos. This is the first audience I'm going to be working with. I've limited it to 10 videos right here. I'm normally going to let this run to about 100. If I'm even scaling up even further, I'm going to let it run to like 200. So I'm going to go grab all these. I'm going to get the links right here, and then I'm going to go, when I'm setting up the campaign, and I'm going to enter multiple placements, and I'm going to paste all those URLs. I'm going to add those 10 placements. Pow. That's going to be my first audience. That's it. You can get to about $50 to $100 a day on this audience, easy peasy lemon cheesy. You could probably go a lot further depending on how large it is. If you cannot get people that are watching a video on real estate investing to buy your course, your product on real estate investing, you have a big problem. It's not targeting. We got the targeting. It's right here. It's very clear. The problem is your pitch is not attractive enough to the person watching this. This is all you're going to do. And you're going to load this up. You're going to set to $100 a day, let it run. If it fails, you failed at your funnel. Go back to the drawing board. Now, I cannot stress enough, you cannot scale bad funnels. I see too many people try and do that. They keep launching funnel after funnel, all of them stink. No, go back and optimize that damn thing until it works. Next, what you want to do, one of the easiest ways to get a really good audience is you start uploading videos to YouTube. If you have a product, you have a company, and you're too busy to upload videos talking about, that's just goofy. What you want to do is you want to go and start uploading videos. So let's imagine you have a real estate investing training business. You need to go and start uploading real estate investing videos. And then what you're able to do is you can go into audiences and you can select people that have watched your channel. Okay, we're going to go remarketing, and I can target people that have watched my channel. This is the best way to make your ad funnel work at first. Now, this is technically warm traffic, but if you want an easy way to make money, period, I think this is also the easiest way too. So what you want to do is, person's browsing around YouTube, they watch your video with you in it, talking about real estate investing. Hey, here's a house, you should invest in it. And what happens at that point is that user is, one, in your target market, two, they know who you are. If this person doesn't buy from you, then you just aren't going to ever sell anything ever. And so then what you're able to do is you can run an ad to this person when they're browsing around YouTube. And you can send them to the same exact funnel. This right here is by far the best way to make easy money on YouTube ads. If you're watching this, you're a beginner, make a channel, run ads to people that watch your channel. It is the easiest way to get to 10,000, 15,000 a month I could ever imagine. Okay, like if you go look at any big guru channels out there, one of their biggest keys, I can only imagine how much Dan Lok crushes it from all the retargeting ads he runs on his channel. It must be absurd. Okay, same thing with anybody else out there crushing it. It must be absurd. So you want to do that on a micro scale. If you can get 5,000 people to watch a video, that's an audience of 5,000 people that know you and are your target market. Target these people. Just target them. You can go and create audiences around that and target them. That's it. Now, the final thing I want to do, these audiences right here are super targeted. Your margin should be incredibly high before you want to scale. I would suggest seeing at least a 4x ROI on these ads before you even think about scaling. If you're at a 1.5, this is not going to work when you start going a little bit broader. You want to be at a 4x or a 6x. This is where you want to be at, or anything above that. Okay, don't see a 10x and be like, oh, I need to lower the ROI. This is where you want to be at. Because as soon as you start to scale, those margins are going to drop, the people are not going to be as targeted, and you're going to get over that first buyer boom. When you first start your ads up, everybody and their dog who's like your target buyer, who was going to buy your course in the first place, is going to buy. After about 2 weeks in, those people are going to fade out, and you're going to start working with real numbers. So realize, like, these numbers that you're working with at the start are not going to be your scale numbers. I see so many people like, man, I'm getting a 4 to 6x ROI. Now the scale to $10,000 a day. I'm like, that is a different thing, sir. That's not how it works. So that's what you need to understand before we're going to start scaling. As soon as you see this, move on to the next video in the series, which I will be releasing here shortly. That video is going to cover how to do mid-scaling. So this is how to go from 100 to 200 bucks a day, 300 bucks a day, to 1,000 to 2,000 bucks a day. These price ranges. And if you want to make sure you get that video, be sure to go subscribe and hit the bell, because it will notify you as soon as those videos open. Any software, anything I've talked about besides Hyros, I'm not linking to any of my companies in these videos. I want this to be pure content, has also been linked below this video. I'll see you in the next video. This has been Alex Becker, and I don't know why I'm telling you my name again.